Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Tacoma. My name is Stephan Plummer, and I want to start off with the Jesus song this morning. All right? This is called Kneel at the Feet of Jesus. It was actually written by Willie Nelson. Well, I guess I've been hanging around too long. It's just about time I was moving along. And I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. And don't you worry and don't you mourn. Just about time I was moving along. And I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. I'm gonna leave this old world for the dawning. And don't you worry and don't you mourn. Just about time I was moving along. And I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. Now just one thing before you carry me away. Don't you bury me deep, cause I ain't gonna stay. I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. Just a little bit of dirt and a little bit of gravel. Don't you weigh me down, cause you know I gotta travel. And I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. Yeah, I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. I'm gonna leave this old world before the dawning. And don't you worry and don't you mourn. Just about time I was moving along. And I'm gonna kneel at the feet of Jesus in the morning. Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Woo-hoo! Thank you. That was awesome. We were having a conversation this morning about how the Lenten season and Easter is coming up very quickly, and we were talking about songs about Jesus, and she says, yeah, I heard that in my head this morning, and I said, let's play it. So thank you, Stephan. I appreciate it. Hello and welcome to Unity of Tacoma. My name is Reverend Lori Erwin Johnson, and I use the pronouns she and her. And if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. And if you visited us before, if you've been here, thank you for coming back. We're so happy to have you here every Sunday at Unity of Tacoma, especially on this really early time with the time change. I know we had to go ahead on the clocks, and so it's a lot earlier than what we're used to. So thank you for being here. I'd like to introduce our musical guest. You just heard Stephan Plummer. Again, always great. I can ask her to do something, and she's like right on it. And so thank you so much for being here. I look forward to having you with us the rest of the service. We've been using a welcome that we've been using since the last couple of weeks to be able to get to know each other. Normally, we would mill around and say hey and hug, but we're still in a space where we should keep a little social distancing, so we have a welcome that we've been using. So I would like you to turn to your nearest neighbor and repeat after me. I see you and I recognize who you truly are. You are the representation of the divine. You are a unique expression of God. You are wonderful, magnificent, and I see your true beauty. I celebrate the Christ within you. I appreciate you, and I thank God for you. Thank you for sharing your light with me. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and light the Christ candle, which starts our service off today. And thank you for Tom for bringing me a wonderful new lighter, so it worked really well. Thank you. Let's say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. On a more serious note, we are actually in a place where we have a lot of things going on in the world. And right now we are very, very aware of what's going over in Ukraine. And we want to say a special prayer for Ukraine this morning. So let us pray. I relax my racing thoughts, putting away fear and opening my heart to a sweet moment of peace. I recognize that source is the prevailing energy in all situations, and this remains true within the challenging situation in Ukraine. I place my hand upon my heart and I hold the people and the places in Ukraine in a space of love, peace, and prosperity. I know that the power and presence within me have the strength to transcend the limitations of space and time. I am one with every person in support of Ukraine, and we are holding safety and security for each and every person. I feel everything coming together to promote the greatest good for all people, knowing that peace and well-being in Ukraine are always, always available, and peace is already there. I am grateful for the ability to share my energy and consciousness to develop peace and wholeness in Ukraine. There is only peace, there is only safety, protection, and support, and I speak it into being, and I know it is so. I accept this as truth for Ukraine and for all who stand with me, and so it is. Amen. I'm going to have Stephan come back with another song, and then we'll come back with the message.
This is a song I wrote, and I want to dedicate it to all the people of Ukraine and to all the people we've lost from COVID as well. A broken heart is open. I'm gonna let it flow. Blessed water healing in my soul. Life can seem fragile. Oh, yes, it's true. But I'll let the water take me wherever it may flow, 'cause I know God is the ocean, God is the river, God is the sea, God is the streams, and God is the life that flows within me. God is the questions, God is the answers, God is the song, God is the power, God is the wisdom that moves us along. Yeah. We're here and then we move on into the great beyond. Shooting stars and shining suns, God's light in everyone, growing and flowing, oh, expanding everywhere. Life is so beautiful, and love is my prayer, and I know God is the ocean, God is the river, God is the sea, God is the streams, and God is the life that flows within me. God is the questions, God is the answers, God is the song, God is the power, God is the wisdom that moves us along.
So we are following a 6-week series, Lenten series, called Release and Renew 2022. And each Sunday we have a different topic about letting go of disease or discomfort or anything in our lives that doesn't serve us, and moving forward and focusing on what brings us joy and well-being and health. And our focus today is letting go of sorrow and grief and moving forward in oneness. And our affirmation today is very simple. I walk in faith. I walk in faith. And our reading today is from Release and Renew booklet for 2022 that you can get at unity.org. You can just go there and order it, and you can download it, or you can have it delivered to your door. And the reading today is written by Reverend Bronte Colbert from Unity Athens in Georgia. And it reads, "Within each of us is a wellspring of faith, readily available as we open our minds and hearts to our oneness, our constant connection with God. Yet at times faith may seem unavailable, sporadic, even dissipated. When life feels difficult, when the world appears to be in disarray, or our way forward is unclear, we might even think we're losing our faith. But faith is not fleeting or fickle. It resides within us, no matter what. Love is a catalyst for faith, grounding ourselves in loving kindness. It elevates us, and our faith blooms. By consciously weeding out negative thoughts, words, and judgments, we draw our loving conditions to us, and we activate our faith. Like turning a light switch in the brain and heart, everything around us becomes brighter. When we change the way we look at it and speak about life, we see through a glass clearly. We are lifted, and so grows our faith." And our scripture lesson for today is from Hebrews 11:1. "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." So if you live in Washington State, you know that yesterday was the beginning of the end of something that we've been dealing with for the last 2 years, which would be the COVID pandemic. We actually are not required to wear masks indoors any longer. And this has been something we've been dealing with on and off. Of course, all of us have, and you understand wherever you are, you've had the same on and off. You can wear your mask, you can take them off, you can go in, you can social distance, you can sit together. I mean, this has been a constant thing we've been doing for the last 2 years. And there are several places where you still have to wear your mask, and there's a list on the internet, I'm sure, that tells you exactly where you can and cannot go without a mask. But this is an attempt to take the first step towards ending this long struggle, this long, grueling 2 years of what we've been dealing with the COVID-19 virus. Here in Washington State, as of yesterday, we have lost 12,263 people. An article published in The Lancet this week stated that that is grossly underestimated, and the number of loss is 3 times that, which brings the death toll here in the United States to 1.13 million people. And to bring that into some kind of perspective, it would take someone 12.5 days nonstop to count that many people at the rate of 1 person per second. That's 12 and a half days with no breaks. And according to this article, the world casualty rate, according to this, then would be 18.2 million people. And again, perspective-wise, 6.5 months to count that many people. And that's a tremendous amount of life lost. So during this time of release and renew for this Lenten season, we are taking the time to let go and to move forward. We're spending time to acknowledge those people who have been lost and who have transitioned into a new realm, and paying respects to our fellow humans who are suffering the loss of their loved ones. It's believed that for each loss of an individual, there are at least 9 close friends and family who are directly affected. And that's a lot of people in the world suffering grief and sorrow and loss. And for some people, I'm sure it's many more than that. Carl Jung said that what we resist persists. And I realize that we've had so much stress. And we've gone back and forth, and it's just been a very bumpy ride for all of us. And we come to a point in our suffering where we are fatigued. We no longer want to do those things that they're telling us to do. We want to move forward and just move on as if this never happened. But if we do not acknowledge and if we do not respect the needs, our needs, and to honor ourselves and to grieve, we will not be able to fully recover. It'll still hang around. The trauma will linger for a really long time to come. So today, we will honor those lost, those we know and those we don't know, the people down the street or the person around the world, and we will release this resistance, this idea that loss and grief is something we cannot overcome and move forward with, and together we will move in oneness of faith. For all those who have lost and those who were lost, this is a time to acknowledge you're not forgotten and you're not alone. It's true we're never going to think of them as truly gone because they're always in our hearts. They are living souls with us and they walk with us and they continue our journey. It's just in their eternal realm instead of ours, but they are always present. And we know that they've transitioned towards a new pathway on their direction, on the same journey that we're on. And their time was still very brief. And reminding us of the finite time we have with each and every person. And which makes the lives lost so poignant and so meaningful. To us, their lives were just too short. It is always too short. I know of friends and family members who've lost people to the virus, and it's been really hard for them. It's been hard for us. Many of them weren't allowed to be present at the end of their time here on this earth, and they had to say their goodbyes via FaceTime or on a tablet on their phone. And that brings us so much guilt and so much sorrow not being able to be there at that end moment, to be able to say our final goodbyes. Not having the kind of closure during a funeral, memorial service. These things are difficult, and it's been a really long road. Of course, the presence of our family and our friends in this world, it really they had a significant impact on many, many people, and that loss is going to be felt, and it is already felt. They are present in spirit, though, and they're with us even now. For they continue life in an expanded realm, no longer confined by the boundaries of their bodies. They're not gone from us. They are beyond our sight, though, but their life continues. James Gillette Freeman wrote The Traveler, and he said, "They have put on invisibility. Dear Lord, I cannot see. But this I know, although the road ascends and passes from my sight, that there will be no night. That you will take them gently by the hand and lead them on, along the road of life that never ends. And they will find it is not death but dawn. I do not doubt that you are there as here, and you will hold them dear. Our life did not begin with birth. It is not of this earth. And this that we call death is not more than the opening and closing of a door. And in your house, how many rooms must be? Beyond this, one where we rest momently. Dear Lord, I thank you for the faith that frees, the love that knows I cannot lose its own, the love that looking through the shadow sees, that we are forever one." Teresa of Avila spoke of God's castle with many rooms. We are still in the same castle. Yet in God's house, there are many rooms. And just as some of us are in one room, in this realm, Our loved ones are elsewhere in the castle, somewhere that we can't see. But we're all together. We tend to speak of death as a mystery, but yet it's life that's the great mystery. Death is one of the least understood experiences that we don't understand because we do not experience that until we do. And we can't tell anybody after the fact. But we're still, and we know and have faith that they are on the same pathway. They're just going a different direction, doing their own thing. They're on a process towards God that's different than ours. But it's ever expansive. It's opening and it's growing, and the awareness and death is just another stage in that growth, in that process. All of those people who we've lost are taking part in this new space, this new residence in God's house, where there is no longer a need for their earthly bodies. In the New Testament, they talk about it in 1 Corinthians, where they said, what is sown is perishable, what is raised is imperishable. If there is a physical body, there is also a spiritual body. It is sown in a physical body. It is raised in a spiritual body. The first man was of the earth, the man of dust. The second man is from heaven. Just as we have borne the image of the man of dust, we shall bear the image of man of heaven. 1 Corinthians 15:44, 47, and 49. Now, it's natural for us to grieve the loss of those that we love. We are deprived of the daily association and the presence of the person and the people that we love so much. And we hope and wonder and hope that we are prepared when it comes to the end of life. But still it comes as a surprise. Jesus offered us comfort in this as we mourn. And he said, let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? John 14:1-3. He also leaves us with peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world gives, do as I give unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be fearful. In the light of truth, we know that the body is just a house housing our soul. It's merely a physical place for our hearts and our consciousness and our love to reside. The body temple is an instrument of this divine source that is used during our earthly life. And through it, while we gain this rich experience of living. All of the things that we experience, we take with us when we leave this realm. As we we put away the instrument that is our body, and we move forward towards a larger, more expansive experience, and we move into another place in God's house. Life is progressive. It's always moving forward. Greater and greater experiences into a larger awakening. Birth and death mark the opening and closing of the gates of our earthly existence. An existence where we experience what is needed for our spiritual growth and understanding as we take that into our next grand adventure. We come to this earth as Jesus said, already gifted with an understanding that we previously gained from our previous path of life. And then, like all nature, while we're here, we build a body, and it becomes an earthly instrument of expression. We go through infancy and youth and adulthood and progress until our souls are ready to leave. And what is death? It's best thought of as a space where connection of God becomes more solid, where we enter a larger sphere, where we're taking a new step towards this higher understanding. And as our friends and family have taken this step, we know that there is nothing for us to fear, for along the way, their presence and power is with us. And God and the all good is with them, and all is well. They have just passed through this earthly existence. They passed through the gate of death, much richer than they did when they entered this life at birth, for they process all of the treasures that they've received here, and they take it with them. And each act of loving kindness, of usefulness, of generosity, of thoughtfulness to others for service of God has enriched and equipped them for this new journey, this new space, this new stage in life that they're on. We don't wish to be selfish. We wish them to be free and to enter this space without any kind of feeling of being drugged back or held back. And so this new sphere of life is available to them. But our hearts hurt with the loss, and we need to validate our pain. So as we do so, let's take a moment to turn within, and we release our dear friends and family to this life. We close our eyes and we enter a place of calm. And in this place of peace, this blessing, we are allowed a picture to form of our relationships, whatever those relationships were, and we remember and we hold those memories dear. We allow the grief to be present. We allow the sorrow of loss. And then we allow that love that transcends all ages to be with us as we go through this process of grief. Think of all the good that's come from the special relationship that you've had with your family and friends. As those memories surface in your mind, become aware of the love that you feel in your heart, because it will stay with you. This is what this person has gifted you. And as you think of that God, when you think of all of the things that God has for us, and that part of the divine that they are now much more, have much more access to, we take a moment to be grateful for our time with them and our time as they move forward, because they are teaching us. They are showing us the way. Good, all good, becomes the foundation of our experience. And what they've left us is a lesson and a treasure that we'll take with us the rest of our days. It's a spiritual legacy, and they've left it for each and every one of us to experience. I hope my words today bring some measure of peace for all of our hearts, whether you've lost someone or you know somebody that's lost someone, and that you've acknowledged this time to grieve, this collective understanding, this collective experience of loss. Whether it is someone that you've known or somebody, an acquaintance you've heard about, it's still a loss to us. And it presents us with an experience that needs to be acknowledged. We want to honor the memory of each and every person. We celebrate their lives together today, knowing that their brief time here is a continued blessing for their families and friends, and we will meet again on a different path very, very soon. May we feel the loving, tender understanding and experience of God, and that it brings us peace beyond human understanding, and may it always be with us. That peace that is beyond all understanding is part of the light, and they have returned to the light. And we celebrate this transition, this occasion of their passing, just as we've celebrated the day of their birth. We are timeless. They are also timeless. And together we walk in the oneness of faith. In a few moments, we're going to have a meditation with Rev. Bronte Colbert, who wrote this wonderful meditation about walking in faith. But first, I'm going to have Stephan come back, and she's going to grace us with another wonderful song, and then we'll go through this beautiful meditation. Thank you.
This is a song that came to me just now, so I'm going to sing it. Lord, you took the fibers of my being and knit them to your will before my birth. You molded and predestined me before I drew a breath, and gave me all I need to walk this earth. You know what I'll say before I say it. You go before and even follow after me. You placed your hand of blessing on my heart and on my head. It seems too great and glorious to believe. I can never be lost to your spirit. I can never get away from your love. If I go up to the heavens or descend to earth below, you are there. You are there. If I ride the wings of morning to the ocean, even there your hands will guide and strengthen me. If I try to hide in darkness, still your light shines through, and you're there, you are there. I can never be lost to your spirit. I can never get away from your love. If I go up to the heavens or descend to earth below, you are there. You are there. If I ride the wings of morning to the ocean, even there your hands will guide and strengthen me. If I try to hide in darkness, still your light shines through, and you're there, you are there.
Wow. I couldn't have said it any better than that. That was beautiful. Thank you, Stephan. So with that, let's get into a space of meditation. Again, this meditation was written by Reverend Bronte Colbert from the Release and Renew Lenten series from unity.org. So get into a position where you're comfortable, your feet planted on the ground, feeling yourself grounded in a space of comfort. You can feel the light of God or source or divine or universe or whatever you would like to call it enveloping you, allowing you to be in that light. And as you sit there and get all comfortable and in a space of wonder and acceptance, in your mind's eye, you're going to see yourself get up. And you're going to walk out the front door. And you're going to see yourself walking. Begin by picturing yourself walking in faith. Taking one step at a time, being very conscious, very aware of each step. And as you do so, you release your thoughts of doubt, of fear, and any struggle that you may have. And as you move, you open up to the thoughts of appreciation, love, and confidence. You call upon the wellspring of faith to guide your way. And in your imagination, you stop to notice one flower Whatever that flower is, it is blooming. And as you sit there and look at the marvelous flower in front of you as it blooms, this vibrant color comes to your eyes. And you notice around this one blossom that there are a multitude of sprouts coming up, and they appear to grow and blossom before your very eyes. And what was one blossom is now an entire field of flowers of whatever color that comes to mind. You continue to walk, and you hear a bird sing. And you listen. And you appreciate the sounds of each and every bird that you hear. And one bird turns into another, until you hear a dozen of birds, dozens of them, filling the trees with their song, calling to each other, singing for joy. You continue on your walk. And from your place of deep connectedness, you celebrate that joy, that love, that well-being, that connection you feel with the flowers and the birds and the whole entire universe. You bask in that energy and know that as you continue to demonstrate your faith, every step of the way will brighten and will uplift you. And as you see other walkers on the path, you will also uplift and encourage those individuals as they move forward. You see, when we walk in faith, no matter where we start, we will be blessed. Blessed with a deep, resilient spiritual understanding. Our loving kindness will shine, and it'll lead the way. And we will truly experience the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Just take a moment to just bask in that beauty and that joy and that bliss and that love. Now in your mind's eye, I'd like you to turn around, walking back past the birds and the trees and the flowers in the field. Continuing on, as you see the front of the building, you walk through the front door. You bring yourself back to your chair. You have a seat. You take a deep breath in. You begin to feel your body in this physical space. Back into the body temple that we so take for granted. One more breath in and with gratitude and love. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your awareness back into this space. Stephan's going to take us out with music, and then we'll come back with some announcements. No, well, if you want to wait, we can wait and do the pre-song. We can do that.
Okay. This is another song that... Pardon me? Say that again, please. Oh, they were great, by the way. Paul and Mary Ford.
Yes.
Yes. This is Ricky Byers-Beckwith song. Our God is an awesome God, right? Our God is an awesome God, it reigns. It's the universe in wisdom, power and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God, it reigns. It's the universe in When the sky was starless in the void of the night, God is an awesome God. God spoke into the darkness and created the light. God is an awesome God. Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, love and power that is never ending. From this love we all are descending. God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. It reigns. It's the universe in wisdom, power and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. It reigns. It's the universe in wisdom, power and love. Our God is an awesome God. Well, you can name it, you can claim it, whatever you want. God is an awesome God. Speak your word and manifest your thoughts. God is an awesome God. Claim you're good, then you will receive it. Speak your word, then you must release it. You're gonna see it whenever you believe it. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. It reigns. It's the universe in wisdom, power and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. It reigns. It's the universe in wisdom, power and love. Our God is an awesome God. Yeah, our God is an awesome God. Yeah.
Woo! I love Ricky. That's awesome. Thank you for bringing that. Wow. Okay, we've come to the part of our service where we open our hearts to give. All donations that we receive here at Unity of Tacoma support the missions and various ministries, the musicians and programs we have here at Unity of Tacoma. And there are several ways that you can give. You can go to our website at www.unityoftacoma.org/donate to donate via PayPal. You can donate through Zelle using our telephone number 253-576-3225, or you can mail a check to Unity of Tacoma, P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington 98411. Or if you're in the church here today and you would like to give, we have a prosperity box right here behind me. You can drop off whenever you would like. And as we prepare to give, I would like you to hold this intention of prosperity within your hands, visualizing the circulation of abundance flowing through you and as you. Jesus taught us in Luke 6:38, "Give and you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It will spill into your lap. The way you give to others, the way God will give back to you." And as you visualize holding your gift within your hands, please repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for my blessings today. I am grateful in every way. And so it is. Amen. May the blessings of your gift bring so many blessings back to you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at Unity of Tacoma. Our announcements. We continue our 6-week online Release and Renew Spirit group, which is a support group we have on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. If you're interested in being part of this group, wonderful. If you can only come to one, that's great. If you can come to them all, that's wonderful. If you've missed some, okay, that's fine. You're still welcome. We meet at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, and we'll be doing that through April 6th. And we'll be supporting each other, doing prayer and spiritual practices and other types of discussion that will support us for our greatest good and our inner well-being. Next Sunday, March 20th at 10 a.m., we'll continue with this Release and Renew series, and our musical guest is David Robeck. And if you like what's going on here at Unity of Tacoma, if you like what's happening here, please share us what you're doing on Sunday morning. Tell them why you got up early this morning on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and just share what's happening with your family and friends. And if you don't have social media, that's okay. Let them know, just call them up or tell them when you see them. You know, I know this really groovy place on Sunday morning. You can come online or you can come in person and just be with us and share the music and the love that we have here. I'd like to send us off with a benediction today. And this will help us, hopefully, to move on in oneness of faith. And as we've put away what was and move forward to what will be, I hope this brings us hope. God of love, we open our minds and hearts to you. Your divine love pours its healing balm upon all who grieve and all who suffer. Yes, though we walk through the shadow of the valley, we fear no evil. For we know that you are with us. Death is but a shadow on a pathway of life whereby the path will lead us all to the same space, and we know that you are there. We don't say goodbye to our family and friends and our loved ones. Instead, we say, God bless you on your way, and I'll see you soon. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Stephan, for the wonderful, appropriate music. She's always good. And as you notice, she's on the fly. She says, I am inspired. And Spirit says, I need to go there. And she does. And I thank you for doing that because it's always perfect. And she's going to lead us in our peace song.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our center, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin. This be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week.